Maintenance? Seriously? I can use that time to be productive, I guess. Welcome, gamers! Year 2023 seems to be very rich when it comes to games that you, as Elden Ring fan, might be very interested in. So I joined forces with my friend Havok and decided to recommend you 6 video games that we are excited about. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. Dark and Darker. Havok, tell me why you enjoy Dark and Darker.
When you look at it visually, you think like, okay, it's like chivalry, Mordor style of combat, but it's very simple and basic. You have to use a lot of spacing and good decision making on when to attack and when to strike. The thing is, it's very satisfying on that game when you get a kill. When you hear that crunch and then you see the body just flop on the floor. It's just very satisfying when you get kills in that game.
It's kind of also like hard, like something that a lot of people jump into the Souls games and Elden Ring because of. Yeah, it's kind of these games are promoted as the ones that are challenging, and Darker is super challenging. There is so many skill checks, there is so many knowledge checks in that game. You're dying like 100 times, and then on the 101st try you have like God Run. And
it's true.
Yeah, you're just getting everything right, and it is so satisfying. And
that's the thing. Like, it's you go into the game, you get absolutely smashed in, but you're like, I need to get back in there quickly, right straight away. You get back in there and you keep going until, like you said, you get the good runs, you get the gear, and make some gold, and then you can buy better stuff. It's got the player market as well, the trade market with other players, which is fantastic.
Yep.
So there's just so many features that it has, and it's just super addicting game.
Another game that is going to be released at 25th of October, it's Armored Core 6.
If I'm being honest, I haven't played any of the previous Armored Cores, but this one just looks incredible. And obviously it's by From Software, and after the Dark Souls games and Elden Ring, I'll pretty much eat anything that FromSoft give me on a plate at this point.
This is actually a case for many people, that people want to pick up Armored Core because it's just a game made by From Software. A lot of people probably gonna bounce off because of that, because a specific genre overall. So like, you have to expect that a lot of people is not going to stay for long with the with Armored Core 6, but it's good to give it a try. I, for once, you haven't played Armored Core, another Armored Core games, but I have played Armored Core 4 recently, and I have been sitting in the fucking test mode for like 5 hours straight, and just learning the base mechanics of the game exactly like it would be Dark Souls 1 back in the days of like when it was the only Souls game, essentially, besides Demon Souls. And like, I was sitting in that undead berg and learning the base mechanics, trying to backstab, the undeads, trying to parry, trying to learn a little bit of spacing, blocking, and so on. Yeah. And that was exactly the same shit here. I was just sitting in that test mode and cranking these fucking 180s to learn how to like operate the mech, and it is fucking amazing. Like, From Software, apparently, like exactly in case of Souls games, they did exactly the same thing with Armored Core. Like, the character controlling is something that is very unique to everything else that you have ever experienced. Because like, it's just. And it's just so fun to learn, like, these games, like games made by From Software. So yeah, even if you never played Armored Core games, it's just worth to try just because it is From Software, I think, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Lies of P is Souls-like to the bone. Have you played the demo?
I didn't know. I didn't get round to doing it, but I wanted to. I did watch Scott Jung play it a little bit on his stream, and it does look nice. So I will definitely play it on release, but no, I didn't get a chance to play the demo because I was super busy.
So I'm gonna tell you, this game decided to be the most Souls-like I have ever seen. They have decided to drop that demo and show everyone that, guys, we know how to do Souls-like. Don't you worry, you can buy our game. Because it really is, to the very core, Souls-like. Sadly, no multiplayer. Sadly, no co-op, no PvP, no anything like that. It is straight up single-player experience, but it is going to be very good. Single-player.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that is the PvP because like I didn't look that deep into it, but I was gonna ask.
Yeah, sadly, it's Lies of P and not Lies of PvP.
Yeah,
so, unfortunately,
it's a shame. It's a shame, but it's gonna be one of them games though you can switch off from everything and you can just enjoy it yourself, like like you did with Sekiro.
Yeah,
so it looks very good.
It's gonna be like definitely a cool thing. Like if you want to look for the replayability in that game, I would probably say that if, for example, you are into the challenge runs, it is definitely going to be a game that is going to be interesting.
Distortion is going to have fun with that one.
But there is one game that is going to have both co-op and PvP. And that's Lords of the Fallen. And you can talk a lot about it since you have played it.
Yeah, I guess so. So, I'm going to be honest, like, I sat down and I played it for like 2 to 3 hours, right? But unfortunately, we didn't get to test any PvP and stuff, so I'm completely in the dark on that. All I know is that they are focused on it. They seem to be pretty decent when it comes to community feedback, so I was asking questions about it, but they was very hesitant to give me a lot of info about it. So all they said was it does have a very good replayability and a robust PvP system for longevity. So we'll see, man. But we don't know anything about it. But
overall, like, make long story short, you still would suggest to give it a try. Yeah, you had fun. You had overall from the game experience. Like,
yeah, the PV AI was fantastic, to be honest. I mean, I will say that the bosses did feel a little bit easier compared to other Souls-like games and stuff, but it was just an overall enjoyable experience playing it because it just looked nice, it felt nice. It's that's all I can say. Really, I enjoyed the game that I played for 2 to 3 hours. I would have liked to have played more and delved into a bit more, but I am interested in the PvP, and we're gonna find out hopefully soon some more details about it.
The another title might be not so visually stunning, but has absolutely insanely looking animations. And one of these things that From Software is great on, and things that makes From Software looking very good, are animations. Rogue Masters essentially kind of, you could say, like, in a lot of cases, it's basically practically one-to-one with the From Software's animations, like, especially if you're gonna look like the attacks of the Straight Swords and so on. But it says one thing. These people responsible for that game, knows what they want. They want a Horde-like game with also the PvP modes. That is essentially a Souls-like, that plays like Souls. And what is very important, one of the main guys behind this game is a freaking pontiff shitter, dude. he was sitting there and just like enjoying PvP like throughout the entire days. So guy on the stairs like is essentially a person that has very good understanding of mechanics, because if there is something that PvP teaches you, like, it is essentially Souls mechanics, yeah, like to the very core, the spacing, the timing, all of that. This game is just going to shine in the eyes of experienced PvPers, most likely, honestly. And on to the last title that we are actually not sure if it's going to be released in 2023. It might be released in 2024, but the bet is essentially it's gonna be released somewhere in December. BLIGHT Survival.
We don't know much about it yet. We've seen some gameplay on Twitter.
Visually wise, this game is more on the realistic side. From that, what I have seen, like, in the meaning, this is kind of photorealism type of art style.
Yeah, the graphics look really, really, really nice.
The gameplay looks kinda arcade-ish. So, like, I think this is one of these cases where just like swinging the sword is probably going to be fun, and this is something that definitely gamers that enjoy Souls games going to appreciate. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just actually looking at it now. It does say that it's an extraction like game that it's pitting you up against 3 other players, against mortals and monsters, in a desperate attempt to reach and destroy the source of the blight.
Okay, so no PvP, just co-op in such case.
Yeah, you know, nice PvE game.
Hello, gamer. Memories broken, goes unspoken.